It's 9 o'clock on the dot in the morning of Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. It's cold, but not as cold as previous days. Apparently, there was a cold front of some sort. I'm in California, and I am in my robe, but I smell good, with a heater under my blankets. I just got off 10 minutes ago a therapy session. It was my third one, and it went fast. I'm like, did I really talk for an hour? What I like is that my therapist, does engage. I love that. I love feedback, and I love listening to her perspective. She is not, she's a true therapist. She's somebody I can respect in that she's not trying to be buddy-buddy with you, but you know that she is. You know that she's got your back, and it feels like she wants to help you. And I love that. Last session, I think that I did a recording about it because it was so hard. It was just before my period, and literally a couple hours afterwards, my period started. And I was like so emotional. I was flustered. I cried about things that I don't know if it went just before my period, if I would have been that emotional. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was embarrassing. It was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna think that, she's gonna be like, what a pussy. She's gonna say you are so, not you are, but she's gonna say that I am so, not petty, but like a lost cause. I don't know. It just, I mentioned it now because she asked me like how I've been doing or whatever, and I said after the first session, the second session, I was very distraught. I was devastated, and I told her all of that, and I said it was hard to even go to sleep. And I did one of these recordings, I told her, and I was just talking and crying and talking until I felt better, thank God. But it was, and then I was just ruminating in my head over the things that I said. I can't believe I felt so emotional over this, that, and the other. I was telling her all of this, and she said, these are the voices of people who said those things to me. They got so recorded in my head, and I'm so used to people being rough, and it's not a case of that I want people to handle me with I could have worn this hat. It's fine. It's not a case of I want people to handle me with kid gloves. It's just a case of, I'm talking to you now. It's not me talking to her. It's just me wanting people to treat me like how they would want to be treated as well. So anyway, she said it's all those voices of all those people over the years. Now you've gotten accustomed to that, to the point of now when you do certain things that you've done before and gotten a certain feedback over and over again, you've grown to expect it, even from people that it doesn't belong to. She said, I want you to work on who things belong to. She said, you've grouped me amongst your family. Let's put it just blunt, let's be frank. She said, you've grouped me with your family who has been, I don't want to say abusive to you throughout your life and dismissive and whatever and insensitive in how they handled you. And now, because you expect that from the world, including your therapist, you think that I'm going to judge you because you were judged in the past whenever you've done things a certain way. And she said it in such a way that I was like, damn, you nailed it. And sorry, I just... Sometimes I'll be thinking something and then I say it out loud. And I'm like, oh, that just came out of my mouth without me even thinking that I was going to say it. And sometimes I'll be thinking two things that are contradicting each other. And I think I'll be trying to convince myself of one thing, the one that's more positive and normal. And then right out my mouth will come out, I guess, a Freudian slip. I don't know. And then right out my mouth will come out the one thing that I guess that I really believe more than the one I'm trying to convince myself. This is all happening in my brain, and then I'll just say it. And I'm like, whoa, I guess that's what I really believe, because why would that come out of my mouth? Anyway, I know this is totally random. Right now, I am thinking fast and I'm talking. And I'm actually also just updating my eBay stores. The Lovely Brook, Tracker Brook, and my Brook on eBay. So towards the end, because I just enjoy this lady so much, I said to her, I adore you. And now, as I'm talking to you doing this recording, I just whispered, I adore you. It just came out. It just came out for that. Oh, wow. Anyway, so we were talking about that kind of thing, and she said, she suggested that I journal. She said, I just know whether she did tell me about journaling. So I said to her, she didn't, but I do. And she said, oh yeah, I remember you did tell me that. I said, yeah. And then she says, which she likes, but she would also suggest that I write either a letter, if I want to, I write a letter to the people. If I feel like I can't believe you handled this situation that way, but I've never really felt like confronting those people. Maybe I did feel like confronting them, but I didn't get around to it because, reality is different from fantasy world. So she said, just write them a letter, say exactly what you think, and then print it and then burn it. And it's such a release when you do that. She said, or have a dummy email and type everything that you want and then email it to them. Not to them directly, email it to the dummy email. I was like, wow. The reason that I like that so much is that when they talk about tools, that's a tool. And it's not something that I've incorporated. I've not done that yet. I kind of have heard about it, but I've not done it. And I like it because I've been toying with the concept of writing a book, a memoir. And since I started going to therapy, I'm like, this probably would be such a good time to start doing that book, because I am opening up anyway. And after talking to her about the things, I'm also coming here and talking about it again. So I might as well record all of this on a book and use this period, because I'm not just going over my life. It's killing so many birds with one stone. And Sorry, my brain just went to something that we talked about in therapy as well. I have so many devices where I have talked about so many things in my life, but a lot of them are broken to a certain degree, but they still have the information. The information is kind of still accessible. If only you can change the battery, probably on all of them. That's what's required. And now my brain's like sidetracked because I'm thinking I really need to get to the bottom of that, investing in getting all those batteries and things fixed so that I can access all of that and put it all in one book. And then if I put it out there, good. If I don't put it out there, that's fine too. One of the reasons I stopped blogging is because my blog is babalapruk.com. It's because I'm tired of putting out content for getting nothing in return, not even a comment. It's one thing not to get paid for like ads or whatever, but it's another thing to see that 250,000 people read your personal private story and not even one of them commented. That's just like, are you all fucking kidding me? So instead, when I put it into a book and put it out there, and if 10 people buy it, at least I got $10 out of it versus 250,000 reaching so many more people and getting nothing in return. Then if those 10 people paid me $1 for a book, even if they never comment about it, who cares, right? That kind of thing. That's the thinking that I've been thinking. And it's also about, valuing, and I know that it did serve a purpose, the blogging and whatever, but there was also this level of pressure I haven't blogged in a while, I need to blog again. Oh my God, I need to do my blog. Oh my God, I need to do my blog. I don't have that pressure now because I don't feel like I've neglected my blog, because I still do the journaling. I just don't do it on the same platform. I feel like I am such a journaler and I've never not journaled. It just goes from being a YouTube video, which I'm Babala Brook on there, to being a blog, to being a diary, to being these recordings. Like, it's always something. It's just, it doesn't, I'm taking away that pressure from all of that. And I prefer the methods that I do it versus, I like coming here and talking about things and talking to my heart's content, because nobody's timing me. Nobody's going to judge me. I don't have to edit anything. I don't have to make it sound pretty. I don't have to make myself sound less weak or less sensitive or any of that. I'm free. I just do whatever the fuck I want. And I feel like, I don't know if I'll end up publishing these as podcasts. So yeah, I mentioned that after last session, when I was like emotional, I talked to a family member of mine. And I had to go through, you go through a list of family members that I'm close to. I'm close to everybody. And you're like, who can I talk to about this particular thing? And how should I present it to them? And you pick one person, and that person was like, I was like, oh my gosh, this and that, and anxiety throughout my life, all the things that I went through and whatever. And this person said to me, and the sad thing is, it's not just you, it's everybody. That to me felt very dismissive. When somebody says something and your heart skips a bit, it was that kind of thing. Like, your heart sinks. I was like, oof. Let me wrap this up. So I wrapped it up. And I thought, she just dismissed my feelings, about it. She didn't, I don't know. Oh, I forgot to, I'll tell my therapist next time. Maybe not. This person actually also said, she did also say that actually. They said, your therapist must be thinking, oh my gosh. The therapist was probably rolling her eyes. Wow. And I was like, I'm thinking, no, I don't think so. I don't think so, because I know my therapists come from a good place. I just trust this lady so much. And I'm thinking, no, like, I don't think so. I just think that. But I just went with it. That's what I do with my family. Like, I just what I do with people I'll just go. Once you do something that's like a red flag, I'll just go along with it, but I'll wrap the interaction up and I won't come back to you again with that thing. But yeah, today was class. She taught me a couple of things. It was nice. I'm thankful. All right. Other than that, in real life, I don't want to talk about other things. I want to start my day. It's nice that I had this session now, actually, because it's 9:15 in the morning, and I already started my day before my therapy. I already have done my morning routine. I actually even started working. So now I'm going to continue with my day. It wasn't a bad time to do it. Maybe next time we'll try and do it around this time. We'll see. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to schedule another session for next time. The date is the 17th. I'm trying to see like if it's the 17th now. I am still trying to book my next trip. Really would like to go. I would have wanted to go to Mardi Gras, but apparently it's very late now to be booking that. So maybe next time. I don't want to spend too much money just to go to Mardi Gras. Like, people are charging $600 a night for a bed. Like, fuck you. Like, are you kidding? It's New Orleans. It's not, like, so no. We're not, nah, that's ridiculous. So I'm thinking if I can go to Puerto Rico or Hawaii for all of that money. You know what I mean? If you want to charge me $600 a night, maybe I can book a flight, a round trip, and pay for accommodation in that $600 somewhere nice and warm. So maybe if I book that first and then book my therapy session afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for listening. @BabalaBrook on all socials.